Welcome, Internet, to another ARFCOM Reviews.
It's a review.
It's pretty good.
Oh, I can.
We are talking about cans, but not the kind you squeeze. And just specifically, just a general overview on suppressors, not silencers. So before we get into that, we will hear a quick word from our sponsor, and then we'll get into this.
Today's video is sponsored by Vault Pro, proudly manufacturing the finest American-made safes, vault doors, safe rooms, and storm shelters, and by Double Black. Double Black's all-American-made 416R stainless barrels are threaded half by 28 and button rifled at a 1 in 10 twist, so you can shoot cast, plated, or jacketed ammo. They are ready to use with no hand fitting required, and a thread protector is included. And finally, from the genius that brought you the Bushmaster firearm, comes the Hydra Mark 15, the ultimate weapon platform. Modular, versatile, and mission-driven, the Hydra Mark 15 quick and easy caliber changes give you a whole lot of options without costing you a whole lot of money.
So we are joined here with Jack. He let us touch his gun. We touched it a lot, and we shot it a lot. Give us an overview on this gun and why you built it the way you did.
So what it is that's a SIG Rattler is what that is. And usually you see them in the real small configuration. I think they have like a 5.5 inch barrel, something or another like that. And I had that gun for a while, and I got through a company I was working for and never really did anything with it until they came out with that handguard. It's like the cane brake handguard, whatever. And it makes that, that SD look enterly suppressed. And, I kind of fell in love with it and have always had it set up like that. And it's in 300 blackout, and I've got an 8.5 inch can on there. It's a Sylvan Arms all titanium can.
Based.
And yeah, it's an SBR, and I've really fallen in love with it.
This is a 2-tack stamp gun.
Yes, sir.
Basically, in the best way that I can kind of wrap this up for the uninitiated is suppressors are sound mitigation devices. I think the patent says silencer. ARFCOM people in the comments go yell at me. But suppressor is a better word because it simply lowers the report or the decibel level if it's doing what it's supposed to do. A good can should lower the sound signature. And when utilized with a proper caliber like 300 blackout and when shot subsonically, which just basically means it's got a little less powder or slower burning
1,000 feet per second, somewhere around in there.
That you will get almost, if not a completely hearing safe shooting experience, which is weird. I don't encourage it, but if you've accidentally left your ear pro off and shot a gun, it's a really unpleasant experience. And so having this is pretty neat. The other aspect of this is that it does reduce the signature both downrange and from the shooter's ear, and it also does mitigate flash and a little bit of recoil mitigation. A lot of people will say you can have a muzzle device, or you can have just a suppressor. And or I'm thinking about a muzzle brake.
Well, you're adding weight to the end of the muzzle, so
Either way, it's to help you with recoil. What is it like to shoot this? We got to go and mag dump the hell out of this poor thing in the hot summer in an undisclosed location in Texas. You're welcome. But it was cool. I think if it wasn't in this configuration, I'd be less excited about it. We shoot rifles all the time.
Yes.
If this is as long as my Lee Enfield, because it's a 20-inch gun and then has a 8-inch can on it on top of that, I'm probably less excited. And I think also a lot of people, when they're not SBRing it or when they're not thinking about it and you're having to get, if you're running like steel, like I believe this is titanium.
Yes, sir.
Steel cans, a lot heavier. When you front load it with a bunch of junk, they get a lot heavier. This was actually pretty well balanced. It was pretty James Bond, Doug.
I enjoy the tuck.
Yeah. Oh, that's probably the best part about it.
It looks good.
It looks damn good.
Well, and you got to imagine if you only had this much can, this would be less exciting. You've got this much can, and the ladies will know why that's better. Suppressors are a little bit complicated. I always give the analogy of if you're going to have a can, it's a lot like buying into night vision. You can't, if you buy a PVS 14, cool, you have a way to hold a night vision device with your hand. Now you need a helmet. Now you need a Wilcox mount. Now you need a way to give illumination. Now you can't aim your rifle for crap, so now you got to get a aiming device that's compatible with that you could do passive shooting through, or end up with a
and also
laser
like
illuminator.
Most guns that are coming from the factory are like way overgassed, and
100%.
partially of that is like they don't want you to like get some cheap, like super cheap ammo, put it in, and it's like this thing don't run, and like you have the conversation, well, it don't run, steel, it don't deserve brass kind of thing, and it's like most guns from the factory that have threads on them especially if it's a DI gun.
Yep.
You put a can on there,
It's a bad day.
you get a lot. Well, you get a lot of blowback, and you
Yeah.
get like a lot of gas
And
in
this,
your face.
and the Rattler is a piston gun.
Yeah.
And so it helps mitigate a lot of that gas. You get a little bit if you're shooting, super ammo, not subsonic ammunition, and you're
Yeah.
just hammering it. You get a little bit of gas, but it's not horrible. It's definitely not like you're running like a Surefire 5.56 or something and just getting blasted in the face.
I think it's important. I think you have to kind of buy a gun that's optimized for that, or take those considerations when you're thinking about. A lot of people will talk about a gun being a good suppressor host, and that
Yeah.
is that it's set up. You see it with pistols, for instance. Like Glocks require
Yeah.
boosters to
and
work
even
reliably.
and even gun like this has like the adjustable gas block on it, so you can kind of adjust how much gas is flowing through the system and how much is coming back on it. And also, you have things like the charging handle where it has like because on at least AR platforms, that's where
Yeah.
you're getting a lot of your blowback. is
Yeah.
It's coming out of
Yeah.
the crevasse between the
crevasse.
receiver and the charging handle.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think on the SD models of the Radiant Raptor, it has like a little shelf there, so you're not taking like
she?
straight lines to the nose.
So I think it's important, and I think when you're getting into a suppressor, like shooting it is cool.
Yeah.
But you have to like set everything up with it. Again, you can
Well,
go
what's
get.
great too is when a lot of people that have never shot suppress before and they shoot it, they're like,
It's cool.
Is this real life?
Now, and I think the flip side of that, though, and I always think it's a cool conversation to have when it comes to suppressors. We're spoiled that we get access to this stuff all the time, but you'll get people whose only experience around suppressors is seeing them in movies,
Yep.
and it's like the most broken. They're like, "That's
Dude,
it."
it's a real shame too, because like
Yeah.
suppressors, like once you shoot a suppressor, if you have not shot a suppressor, it's pretty damn satisfying.
Yeah. Yeah,
like
yeah.
not having the report, like you don't feel it in your chest when you shoot it, like something that has like muzzle bar. It's just like it's tame. It's not your Honda Civic that's straight piped with like 2-step. This is like stock exhaust.
I think this is like a Bentley.
Yeah, it's a nice. Put them on. So the other thing you got to look at when you're looking at cans is that they have to be able to accept the device that requires a threaded barrel. I'm sorry for all of you
Or a
that
die and tap set.
you need to calm down. You can post facto modify your gun to accept these, but you will at the very minimum need threads on the front of your barrel to accept either a direct thread, the can will spin directly onto the barrel, or you have an adapter. So you have these QD adapters. This one is set up with one.
Yes.
For the uninitiated, currently under the current way that things are done, thank you GCA, I guess, or whatever. This is considered a NFA item.
It is a gun.
Class 3.
You need a permission slip from the government, and you have to pay them a $200 theft charge to basically get it. And then you still have to wait. You have to do an extra different type of background check, and then you have to wait like a bajillion months to get it in. What is the wait time on this?
It's like 8 to 6 months. I had one approved in 7 months.
And 7 months is fast. There's somebody right now. Wow, 7 months. There's some poor people.
You've
like,
gotta buy it and forget about it. I mean, buy a
Yeah.
22 can, buy a 30 cal can. Don't buy a $1,500 can and wait for it every month. Don't do that.
Yeah. There's the pipe dream that is the made in Texas suppressor. That if it's made in Texas and stays in Texas, it's not part of interstate commerce. And
Ain't never gonna happen.
Maybe in 30 years we'll get to do that. That'll be
What about
kinda
those
nice.
wish ads they keep getting?
Those are called
for fuel
those
oil.
Are
it's called honeypots.
entrapment.
Yeah,
is what
those are
that's
called
called.
Avoid
honeypots.
those.
Yeah, don't get a.
I imagine y'all's Discord is a little wild.
It's a spicy place, but the you're gonna have to do all that stuff. Currently, there was, I think, the Hearing Safe Act was a different attempt to try to take this off the NFA. If we're lucky, the NFA is gone anyways, and then this will be. I hope people watch this in the future and are like, "Wow, those losers lived in a
The
time when you
NFA,
couldn't
the
get it."
GCA, IMO, which it is a fact, is
Yeah.
meant to be prohibitive against
Yeah.
people who don't have money.
So if you're poor, this is harder. I feel that.
Make
because I'm
good
poor.
financial decisions.
But the that is the one downside to suppressors. You do have to get the permission slip. In this case, and this is kind of why I think the SBR / suppressor combo makes it. You're already going to be on the books for this. You might as well SBR your gun.
Yeah.
This is a Form 1, right? Or is it Form 4 when you change your gun or whatever?
I did a Form 1 on that. That's what I did. So
Also, you can weld your suppressor on if it's like a direct thread, and you
Yeah.
can do a one stamp, so it's like a,
it's like an all-in-one. It's just
yeah, you can do that.
Yeah.
Interesante.
so you can knock $200 off. Not
my guy.
less tax.
My
There's-
guy.
You get around. You can't
Less
take off
tax
your
is always
can.
better.
Yeah, as long as it exceeds the length. It's
That
like
barrel
Yeah, it has to.
30 something overall inches or something. Or I don't know.
There's options. Go check it out. I'm sure the forums have more to say about that than we
Size
do,
matters.
but you can go check out that kind of stuff. What makes a decent can is typically the materials it's made out of. Steel is perfectly adequate for making a suppressor. However, it makes them heavy.
Also design, internal design.
Yeah. So the baffle design, internal dimensions, oftentimes they either get really girthy to get you that expansion chamber or very, very long so that you have enough time for the gas to expand within those baffles to lower the report of the noise.
That one's a long boy.
Yeah, this is a long
Don't
boy.
look like it though.
This, yeah, with it being under
It's
the
a
handguard.
grower.
Also, they make these out of like titanium and things of that nature. You're starting to get 3D printed ones of these,
Dude,
both the legal and the spicy
super
kind.
cool.
But that technology is kind of coming out, and I think that's going to be an interesting game changer
There's a lot of
for
stuff coming out this year.
suppressors. Also, a lot of people making suppressors
cans.
now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so back then, you used to not be able to touch a can for $1,400, and now like you're starting to get some depending on who the manufacturer is. These are like
Shout out to
$300 for it.
Aerodug.
Dude. That's what I'm saying. There's just a lot of people getting
That'll
into the
be
can
fun.
suppressor game. The more common use they are, the more likely they are to stay common use, if
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. So I would encourage anybody to do it. It is a cool thing. It's a bit of a force multiplier if you want to walk down that road. It is a pretty cool thing to have as a free person in today's society. But there's just a lot to know. I think it takes some people look at guns in general and think, well, that's complicated. I don't know if this magazine fits this gun, and then like these parts aren't compatible for what. Suppressors are add an extra layer of complexity to owning a gun. But I think this is like the next evolution. If you own an AR or two, you own a couple rifles, this is another direction to go. A lot of people will do that with accessories like optics and lights or whatever. Suppressors are a lot cheaper than other cool tactical stuff that you can get. Just with the unfortunate caveat of the current regime requiring.
In my
permission.
opinion, like we live in a generation of instant gratification.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people that own a lot of uppers and a lot of guns. Suppressors are attainable if you make good financial decisions. They're worth it.
Heck, these
If
are
you
cheaper
can get
than
You've
your
got to
hands on
buy
it.
it and forget about it.
Yeah.
It'd be like Christmas in July.
If you have experiences with suppressors in Minecraft, you can, I guess, tell us in the comment section below. Hopefully, they're not going to get you in trouble. I don't want to encourage getting people in trouble. If you guys have any questions about it, put it in the comments, and I'm sure somebody on the internet would be more than happy to answer it. If you like this type of content, ask us about it and what other kind of stuff you guys want to see. Machine guns, or I guess we can try to get a hold of grenades. That'd be kind of cool. We can get a hold of some things.
I
that
know
are
a guy.
Need a
maybe-
constructive.
maybe
license for
any types of things like that. Just go to let us know if you like this type of stuff. I want you to thank Jack for letting us play with your gun. Where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram. It's Jack JACK_3gun. You got to type in all the letters for me to pop up because
Yeah.
I am absolutely shadow banned.
He's holding
to,
like a-
all end.
Yeah, he's holding like a little flare. It's really adorable. I saw it the other day.
Yeah.
If you'd like to find us, it's AR15com on in all of the socials. And then where else can you come talk to us?
Talk to us on Discord. You can talk to us directly. Talk to other people directly. See
It's-
questionable content.
It's a fun spot.
It's a fun
See some
spot.
questionable content. If you
Taylor Swift High Point.
Yeah, if you would like to both support
Look what you made me do.
yourself and support us, go ahead and support our sponsors who are in the related businesses that sell this type of cool stuff. Go support them. You can join the groups of us that own cool, dangerous things and stay cool and dangerous. Until next time, I will see y'all later.